Okay, here's a walk around of our 2019 Escalade. This is a premium luxury. I'm gonna point out some flaws here that catch my eye and some other small details. I'm just gonna walk around it first. It's a little wet out here today, so there's some water and stuff. Firstly, these moldings here, I did wipe this off. No clear coat damage, look pretty decent. Paint wise, it is wet, but there are a couple of things that do stick out to me. This looks like road tar because I was able to scrape it with my nail, so I feel like we can get that removed with some special cleaner. Pinstripe, this is a taped on pinstripe. It is like silver in color, I would say. There is some smears right here. I would guess you could maybe call them scratches, but I feel like we can get these buffed out. They don't catch your nail. So I really feel like this area will buff and those will go away. There is some small stuff here. I'm gonna wipe it off. Super, you can kind of see it in the video. It doesn't catch my nail, but something real small there. Something real small here. This does catch my nail. So it could be buffed out. It really depends on the thickness of the clear coat. Something right here that catches my nail. That is a scratch. It does catch my nail, but it gets progressively thinner. So I think that'll mostly, I feel like we could probably buff out a good 70% of that. There's some very light surface stuff here. These don't catch the nail, so those will buff out. So it looks like almost like branches or something, maybe. That barely catches the nail, so we could do a good buff job on it. I'm sure we can get most of that stuff off. There is some road stuff here. We can, again, when we're having it polished and buffed, we can address all of that. Moving on to the front bumper, there is bug damage, I guess you could say. I feel like some of that could be acid washed off when we're doing the rest. Not really like paint damage. Again, it kind of scrapes off with my nail, so I don't really think that'll be impossible to get rid of by any means. Wheels are in good shape. Well, actually, there is a spot right here. We can get that reconditioned. I do have a contact with a wheel company. We can address that. Be like it was never there. And there is a spot right there. A little small spot again. It can be addressed. So wheels can be addressed to get it up to snuff. This wheel looks pretty clear of any blemishes. So does this one. This one I don't really see any issues there. Rotors. So you can see surface corrosion. I do have a flashlight. Let me retrieve that. So the rotors themselves are definitely in good shape, but it's been really wet here, and we haven't driven it. In terms of actual grooving, I wouldn't say it's excessively grooved. I don't feel that the rotors need to be resurfaced. The pads themselves are nice and thick. So yeah, I don't think there's an issue with the front brakes. The rear, same story. Surface, as it's super rainy, hasn't been driven. This Cadillac hasn't been driven in probably a week or so, and we've kind of had on and off rain. Nothing nothing groove-wise that catches my nail that I would consider concerning to, you know, warrant a replacement. I think that's about it exterior-wise. Hood doesn't show anything substantial, I don't feel. Moving on to the inside, door panels. What I think we're gonna do is we're just gonna run it back through detail before it's for delivery, just to make sure, you know, we get all these minute things. Like I see like a little, you know, little fuzz or whatever in there, and so I just want to, you know, get it fine-tuned. But either way, entryway here, driver's seat, no little creases right there, no rips, seat is not ripped. We can have that, like I said, we can have it addressed in terms of a very, very particular interior detail. We can have that done. But damage-wise, really no, nothing up here I would say I would classify as an interior damage. Sun visors, there is a discoloration right there that might can steam. We have a steam cleaner that might can steam out. That passenger sun visor looks pretty solid. Moving on to the back seat, door panel shot. Seats look good. They don't look abused or stained up. It does have all weather mats underneath. You can see the carpet. There's all weather mat system. Showing the headliner. Headliner looks good. Doesn't look like you know, there's been a bunch of kids throwing food or anything up. There's the back area for the infotainment. There is a gouge here. You can see with my finger. Here's the entertainment screen. You just press that. There's the remote. The remote stows inside of the screen. And then you have your third row. I'm going to pop the hood before I crank it up. Shut this door. Okay, so here we go. Got the engine bay. Yeah, there's a lot really packed in there, but I'm trying to kind of get a view down here. History report did say the alternator had been replaced. It does look like a fresh alternator. It also mentioned heater hoses, so I would imagine probably these are the heater hoses. They probably did them at the same time. Valve covers have been replaced in the history report. So that's taken care of. It said something about some motor mounts as well, so I would imagine they're fresh motor mounts. Engine bay does look clean, no signs of leakages. I'm going to take another video of the undercarriage to kind of give a better look at that, but so far it looks good. I'm going to fire her up. All right, shut the door. Got a message for the hood open. Here is the Q system. So you got heated seats, cooled seats, adjustable pedals. You got your radio here, navigation, Got Bluetooth connectivity. There's your climate control. There's your DVD/CD. Center console area. Cup holders. Again, we can get this freshened up. A little bit of stuff in the corners. I'm gonna, oh yeah, here's the center console. So here are the headphones that go with the rear. It's got a little stow area down there with a tray. Got a sunroof. As you see, I don't want to open it up because of the water. Well, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and open it up. Just want to cover all our bases here. Okay. You got your sunroof. I'm gonna hop to the back. You see right here, showing your disc, your entertainment. So I think that really covers the bases of the interior quality. I'm gonna get it on a lift. Here, let's open up the hatch. I'm gonna get it on a lift so we can get another video of the undercarriage. There's the all-weather mats for the front. And then you have your electric seats. So you press this twice and it'll lift the whole seat up. You press this and it'll just lower the backrest. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So you see right there, seats do go down. This back seat right here is a little bit too far back. It's keeping that from going down. Here's the stow area, cargo net. All right, I think that about covers it. I'll get another video of the interior, or excuse me, the exterior undercarriage here in just a moment.